All right, so before you guys grab the pitchforks, I don't have an intro pun. I actually had a question. So, a lot of times you guys will be around the golden vendors, especially the furnishing vendor, whenever I start to record these videos. Would you guys be interested in doing like a little group Xbox thing where everyone kind of grades the vendors with me on a scale of 1 to 10? If you guys would be interested in that, just let me know in the comments below. This would be a little bit Xbox NA specific, unfortunately, because that's the console I play on. But let me know your thoughts, because I always love to see you guys in chat. What's going on, YouTube? The longest week in recorded human history has finally passed us by, and we are in the Hollow City inside of Cold Harbor to talk about the 2 weekend vendors. And I will be honest with you, this is my favorite ever furnishing vendor. Why? Because it has all of the shrines. Now, when I say all, I mean all of it on this specific rotational set. But as you can see, it is literally jam-packed with goodness. And what's really nice about these, you can buy a couple of all of these. And I actually own dozens of these. Now, go through the specifics here. The pedestals is a pretty good deal for 10,000 gold. These golden ones for 50k can be a little bit trickier to make some of your money back, but I definitely think that they are worth it. Although these ones are not as popular to get as the bottom ones now. These light fixtures can be pretty good, especially if you're on PC. Although I'm not really a huge fan of this 30k one. I think it just looks so cattywampus. This 20k one I wouldn't invest in. But these sigil and sigil stands, especially this sigil stand, these are just amazing investments. I would probably sell these for about 40 to 50,000 gold in a month or two. And with the stand selling for about 30 to 40k. Now, obviously, there's always the possibility that a lot of people invest in it and you can't get as much money. But there's a lot of demand for these things, because a lot of houses set up with these. So this is probably one of my favorite furnishing vendors to get as a roll, if not my favorite. And on PC, you could jack those prices up even further due to inflation. And before we talk about the second golden vendor, this is just a quick reminder that we are so close to 15,000 subscribers. It would mean the world to me if you would hit the subscribe button. We are probably going to hit it this month, and honestly, it's a crazy milestone, and I just want to thank you guys again for even being able to be this close to this milestone. So starting us off from the March of Sacrifice, you have actually one of the more unique sets in ESO, because it actually increases your attack speed, amongst other things. So when you deal a light attack, you gain a stack of blood scent for 8 seconds. When you gain 5 stacks, you become frenzied for 5 seconds, increasing your melee attack damage by 20-50 and attack speed by 15%. Or 50%, excuse me. This can occur every 15 seconds. Now, on the surface, this might look good. This might look useless. Where does it fall? Somewhere in between. Very niche, very cool, but honestly, it's a March of Sacrifice dungeon set, not sellable, which means you're going to have to go out and grind all these pieces out. What could you potentially do this on? Maybe a werewolf. Light attacking always seems synonymous with werewolves. Potentially to something that really wants to have high burst to really take advantage of that attack speed. But then you're not really taking advantage of the light attack damage potentially. So the set overall, I think, is not super useful in when you're looking to build into different PvP or PvE setups. But I do think it's pretty cool. Another pretty cool set, but not as cool in my opinion, we have Deadwater's Guile. Now, Deadwater's Guile's main draw to it is its 5-piece, 129 weapon and spell, but also 15 ultimate whenever you kill an enemy. Now, this could be pretty good in PvP situations, especially if you're trying to do some sort of ulti regen build. This is definitely geared towards more open world, big conflicts type combat. It is still niche. Obviously, there's really a whole lot of ways these days to build back your ultimate, but if you're looking for a set that could give you a pretty good ultimate, but also give you health, stam, and weapon and spell, this is a pretty good option to go with. And now, we have a set that has been heavily nerfed. When you block, charge your arms, increasing your physical and spell resistance by 46-20 for 6 seconds and cause your next bash to deal 35-13. Now, bashing used to be good a couple patches ago. Fortunately, not these days. This set has really kind of gone off into a bit of obscurity. And unfortunately, to increasing your physical and spell resistance by 1460, it's just not going to help you. While 4,620 physical and spell resistance can be pretty good, you can easily get that, if not more, from other places in better kind of 2, 4, and 5 set bonuses. and then the causing your next bash to deal an additional whatever damage is unfortunately just minimalistic when it comes to any sort of PvP utilization, and this is not going to be a set that's used really currently for PvE. However, if you see changes to bashing again, this could potentially reemerge in some sort of meta aspect. And another set that many, many moons ago used to be overpowered. When you are within 28 meters of an enemy and they die, you gain basically 2,000 health and 2,000 magicka. Now, this used to actually not have a cooldown every 3 seconds, and on those days, it used to be pretty busted. Because, as you can imagine, there's a lot of situations where there's things constantly dying, and constantly getting 2,000 health and magicka back consistently is pretty good. Unfortunately, though, these days, people just don't really use this set. It comes from the Alakir Desert, so 99% of the time, the purple rings and purple pieces that are picked up in this set just get deconstructed for parts. Another set that has really seen its heyday and then has seen its fall. That is Bogdan's of the Night Flame. And it basically is a decent healer set from Elden Root 2. When you heal yourself or an ally, you have 20% chance to summon a totem, heals you and your allies within 5 meters of you for 3,000 health-ish every 1 second. That's 160 for the second. And this can happen every 10 seconds or every 1/6 of a minute. Now, the reason why this set is really not utilized anymore as new and more new sets, more sets are added to the game. There's just so many better support options these days, for healers especially. And healers really have to be specific about what they're using, because a lot of times it's not, your job as a healer is not always about just keeping people alive. A lot of times too, it's about providing buffs more than anything else. So that's where sets like these really start to take a back seat. This set's from Wayrest Sewers to Malabeth Scourge Arms. It's got a bit of a complicated thing. What happens basically when you take damage, you have 10% chance to tether you to your enemy for 6 seconds, as long as you remain within 8 meters of them. That's about 15 feet. While tethered, you do an additional 617 damage to them every second, heal for the damage caused, and gain major vitality and heal for an additional 16%. This is one of those sets that really just gets outdone by other sets that were added, such as Zon's. Even things like Malagina are just overall better than this, and that for that reason, it just doesn't get the light of day and deserve that it used to. But, dear friends, that is going to actually wrap up the old Golden Vendor. Remade it through another week. I absolutely adore all the furnishings that are in this one. I hope you guys are able to pick up some good shrines and furnishings that you guys may want, because I know I definitely will be. I love to put houses with all of them, and I am a huge fan of the Divines. I think that there's so many cool Daedric statues and Daedric items to really get stuff that's kind of for the Aedra and for the Divines. It's just, I always love to see it. But dear friends, that's going to wrap up the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Will you be getting any of these items? Will you going to be picking up any shrines? Let me know in the comments below. We're doing 3 giveaway drawings. 1 random comment, 1 random subscriber, and then a random word be flashed upon the screen during a video in the month of July. And if you're the first person to comment it, you will win. Now, I was asked about how much of a value you receive as a winner. About $20 to $30, either in ESO merch, gift cards, crowns, etc. That'll be for you, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jake Clips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.
Post outro here. I can finally say that we are officially working on the mid-game player review guide. That should be next. Barring anything crazy, with my luck, they'll start the Zenthar event tomorrow, and I'll have to scramble. Because it feels like every time I want to talk about it, they're like, here's this other big piece of juicy detail that you have to cover, such as the Endless Archive, which was released yesterday, or the Arcanist event, which was the day before that. And they're releasing the freaking new rewards in Q4 are going to be class-specific. So I was like, this is incredible. This is one of the best changes and ideas that they've really kind of come up with, in my opinion, because there's so many ways they could go about it that could be done exponentially well. Not saying that there aren't ways that they could screw it up royally. Don't worry. But I'm overall very excited about ESO, as I usually am, because, well, it beats out working and beats out, watching paint dry. So competition is real steep when it comes to those two things, mainly work, because, you know, that's not fun. And I want to thank you guys again for watching, and I'll catch you later. Peace.